So we were talking today,
Yep.
about something that came up Monday as I woke up and checked with my social media like 90% of the world does. And I won't say who it was, but someone made a post. It was actually a post about a sign. A sign.
Okay.
Not a sign from God, but a sign on a Port Jeff building, the Frigate building here in Port Jefferson.
Okay.
And the sign said Trump. It was a white sign,
Right.
approximately 4 feet, I think, or something like that. And it was a negative post. This person obviously did not like Trump, the candidate, the presidential candidate, and
The person that commented on the post?
the person that actually made the post.
The person that
which
made the
will
post.
remain nameless.
Okay.
And so that went out negative, and some diatribe of comments came through that were also negative, like, almost speaking about the candidate. And me, I don't think I'm much more intelligent than most people, but I intelligently said, wait a minute, isn't this a matter of free speech? I mean, someone owns that business. Someone made the decision to put the
Right.
sign up 8 days before the election. Let's assume they're for Trump, and as a private business person, put the sign up. And lo and behold, we get a hold of Roger, right?
Yes, Roger Rutherford.
Yep.
Roger Rutherford, thanks for coming over right across the street at the
Yep.
beautiful Danfords,
Yep.
who manages, right?
Yes, I'm the general manager of the Frigate building.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining us here at the Port Jeff Pulse. As I said before, not everything is what? Flowers and daisies.
And rainbows and unicorns.
Rainbows and unicorns. This is a controversial candidate. Let's be honest. This is a
Yes,
controversial
it is.
election.
It is a controversial election.
Both
It is.
candidates are controversial, but I immediately, my own personal thing was, what about that owner's free speech? And here we are, where you can give us the news on what the owner decided to do
Sure.
and what happened after.
You're here to set the record
Set the
straight.
record straight.
Absolutely, and that's why I'm here.
Okay.
George Wallace owns the building. I operate the candy and ice cream retail shop. George made the decision to put the Trump sign up on the building a few days ago. It went up. We are all very supportive of the sign. The community is. Our customers love the sign. George put it up, and that was his decision. It's his free speech, his constitutional right to put up a sign for whichever candidate he's supporting.
Correct.
I'm not going to speak for
Right.
George, but
Right.
he put the sign up there because he wanted it up there.
Right. He wanted it up there.
Okay.
Now, less than 12 hours before that sign was put up, when we all saw it on Monday morning, it was Harvest Fest on Sunday, and there was a Harvest Fest sign there. And so George made the decision to, let's use the word, host a Harvest Fest sign, correct?
Yes. The Harvest Festival was hosted. Most of the activities were hosted in George's parking lot, which he paid for entirely out of his pocket. It's the time of year where we like to do a little give back to the community. So we hired pony rides and petting zoos, and we put a lot of fun little things out
You
there
did a great job. I
for
was there all day. It
families.
was great.
It was-
Thank
it
you
was
very
a
much.
wonderful
And
event.
we brought thousands of people into the village, and it was very successful. Everyone had a really nice time. We put things out there, and every penny that's raised from it gets donated to the local schools and churches.
Right.
So
you have this, and let's. I'll show a picture of it in the background. This sign is draped over the railing, as the Harvest sign was draped. And I guess if I go back and I think about it, there's been a lot of signs draped there. So now we're in a situation where, now you can go ahead forward. This was Monday. What subsequently happened? Today is Tuesday. It's Tuesday morning at about noon. What happened to that sign?
So sometime in the early morning hours, a couple went up on the balcony and stole the sign. I have it all on camera. Someone walked up and they stole the sign, took the Trump sign away.
They cut it.
No, they managed to get it down. I don't know.
The only
for
reason
sure.
to say it was cut or untied because the rope is still there, but the sign isn't.
Right, the ropes are still there, and we have it all on camera. And
So I made the point before that what might be perceived as a public space because it's on the corner of a village, in fact, it's not.
It's not. It's a
No.
privately
It's private
owned
property.
and there's no excuse for it. There's no excuse for going onto someone's private property and causing damage and stealing their property.
Now, I'm not going to play lawyer here, but is there anywhere a no trespassing sign on the property?
I am sure there is signs somewhere. That,
Okay. I mean, look, there's an ice cream place, there's a business there. I think it's obvious. But
At 2 o'clock, but 2 o'clock in the morning, businesses are all closed up.
Closed.
All right.
Exactly.
and they're walking on it, they walk up the stairs, and
Right.
boom, they're
Yeah.
ripping off.
Right.
It was a deliberate act.
So,
And that's more of what I'm kind of freaked out about, is the fact that somebody really obviously was very emotionally charged about the sign being up there for whatever reason, right? Okay, we know it's a very politically charged thing we got going on right now. But they went up the stairs and they took it upon themselves
Took
to
it upon
take
themselves.
the sign down, and they were on private property. And we don't know if they really did break any laws, but they were on private property.
well, they took the signs.
I mean, I don't,
They
you
stole
know, I
private
don't, I
property.
don't know if
They
you
s-
could call it
they
vandalism.
stole
The sign on the
or-
ground?
They
was
walked
the
away
s-
with the sign. They put it in their car and
Okay,
took
so
off.
they
stole
stole
private
the sign.
property.
Yes.
Right. So
Those are the facts. Now,
that's more of what I'm kind of concerned about. You know.
yeah, so as I look through the comments of this post, again, it started negative. This person didn't like Trump. Then the comments went on like, how dare he, meaning the owner, I'll never eat ice cream there again. And then as the day went on, people saying, wait a minute, what happened to free speech? Whether or not you like the candidate, is it his right to do that? And my personal opinion was, if George, the owner, wanted to do this, let the chips fall where they may in terms of customers coming in and never coming in again.
Absolutely, and he's done. George, I'm sure, knew that. Putting the sign up on the building, and we haven't had much backlash from it at all. People are very supportive. Our customers love the sign. People are driving by honking the horns all day long, and it's a nice thing. People like it, and people are very supportive.
Right.
Has there been a legal call to take the sign down, or a village, if you will?
Well, less than 24 hours of the sign being up there, I received a letter from the building department to remove the sign. And that's not going to happen. I'll make that very clear. It's not going to happen. We believe that we're being targeted by the building department to take the sign down. When you have, like you mentioned, Harvest Festival, we had a banner up there for well over a week, and it was fine.
Right.
There were no notices to take the sign down. So we have a double standard here. I can go on, and I can tell you about so many other signs that the village themselves put up there to further their agenda, but it's okay. I call that a double standard.
It's a double standard in my mind if the content of the sign, outside of something that is heinous, heinously foul,
Right.
not correct for
Right.
children, whatever, then it's the content of the sign that has people up in arms. Let's be honest, right?
I completely agree. It's just a word. It's a name. It doesn't say anything else. It says
It's the power of symbolism too. But I'm just
That's
saying
true.
it's. Well, I'll stop there. It's the content I think that has gotten people riled. And so, what's your position now with the village?
Well-
is there been a letter?
Well, there's, like I said, I received the order to take the sign down. It's not going to happen. The village knows that. I made it very clear that unless they take down all of their illegal signs, I am not going to take the sign down. And I know George won't either.
So is your feeling that it would be the wish for George to have the sign up through next Tuesday, or forever on after, especially if he wins?
Well, I can't speak for George,
yeah.
but I'm sure he's going to make that decision of how long he wants to keep the sign up there.
Okay.
You know me, I try to put humor into everything. My comment on the post was, maybe they have a new flavor ice cream, with Trump toppings or something.
Trump toppings.
Trump toppings. I like the sound of that. We do offer both Trump and Hillary chocolate bars in the store. So people just need to calm down, settle down,
Exactly.
and allow people to have their free speech.
Next Tuesday night here at Danford's, where they will be serving Trump teenies and
That's right.
Hillaritas.
That's right.
Love it.
So,
We're going to cover
I
that too.
mean,
So
right.
all good. If we get somebody to call in to give us another perspective, we want to be fair and balanced here.
Right, of course.
That sound familiar?
Of course.
So thank you for coming across the street. I understand
my
you might
pleasure.
be in another protective mode right
Well,
now.
I have to get back
Yes.
to my store, and we'll do everything in our power to make sure that the sign is up there and keep the vandals out.
Okay.
God bless, right?
Got
Thank you
it.
very much.
God bless.
Free speech.
Thank you, Roger.
Thank you, sir.